Jake's POV. Ever been woken up because of screaming? It isn't fun. In a jolt, I was awake. Wish I could say that my armor was on and a weapon in my hand in a split second, but that would be a lie. Rather, there was a lot of floundering and confusion for a solid 5 or 6 seconds before I even considered it. "What's going on?" I yelled. After a moment of fear, the screaming stopped. There were no explosions, no spells being cast. None of the others even seemed to notice what was happening. Actually, only 9 was even moving. He was still on the floor like he was earlier, but now he was flopping around, trying to get up. He'd been the one yelling. My familiar," he whined. "What? What happened?" I asked, still groggy from being woken up. "My familiar died." "Just now?" "Yeah. I was guiding him through a forest area and he got attacked by wild animals. My connection with him was just suddenly cut off while he was fighting," 9 said in shock. "Oh, I'm sorry, buddy." Realizing I wasn't about to be able to go back to sleep, I rolled onto my butt and leaned against the wall. "It all happened so fast. Maybe it's still alive?" Maybe. But I don't know much about how familiars work, ironically. His familiar was probably dead, but how was I supposed to know for sure? Didn't want to hurt his feelings, but still. Does the connection sever for any other reasons? "No," he sighed. "How long has he been your familiar?" "Since about a year before I joined the Drakes." "Okay, so 2 years my time," I thought. "I'm really sorry, 9. Losing a pet, familiar, can be hard." "Thank you, Jake. I just wish I'd taken you up on your offer to name him." Not knowing what to say, I stayed quiet. As 9 spoke, his voice cracked a few times. Nume don't cry, they sing, and he sounded on the verge. "It might sound dumb, but I was really close to my familiar. Sometimes I would even fall asleep on its head. It always seemed to really enjoy whenever we spent time together." "No, I get it. Besides my mum, Suma is the person, or Nume, I'm closest to. We're pretty much always together." I looked around. No one else had moved even an inch. "I doubt anyone else can hear you, and I'm not going to judge. Frick, I broke down crying in front of Queen Ompera and a bunch of royal mages." I spent some time consoling 9. He told me stories about his familiar. Really, I never realized or even thought about how other Nume besides Suma treat their familiars, unless it was happening right in front of me. A while later, the others woke up from their spells. 9 said that they can't hear or see anything while in that state, which is why they have a lookout. Apparently their job is to cast a spell on everyone if something happens, which will wake them up. For his sake, hopefully that's true, because he was very distraught. Once everyone was awake, the captain wanted us to debrief on what we found. The only person who wasn't participating was Suma, since she was still on guard. Captain Kiguales went first. "I found nothing of substance, only the burnt remains of a single village, but that is to be expected. What of you, Lieutenant?" "There was a patrol of autonomous familiars. That could indicate a base nearby. We should avoid it if possible," Datu said. "What is an autonomous familiar?" I asked. "It's what you are," the captain said. "Meaning?" "A familiar that a master does not directly control, but simply gives order to and allows it to follow them in its own manner," the lieutenant said. "Oh. Wait, how could you tell they were autonomous?" I asked. "Their eyes were not glowing," the lieutenant said. "If they were under direct control, their eyes would glow." "Did you find anything else?" the captain asked. "No, sir." He nodded, and Lorik went next. While traveling near the river, Loyalty happened across a surviving village. They were recently attacked by Southern Union forces, but were not destroyed. Instead, they had begun paying a tax of sorts for their continued survival. 3 Nume and 3 Vidal cat familiars were sent to collect the tax. I believe we can infer the strength of the average forces using this as a reference. "Excellent work. We will go over that in more detail later," Captain Kiguales said. 9, your turn.
My familiar was attacked by wild animals and didn't survive, sir," 9 said sheepishly.
"I see. You have my sympathy. The loss of your familiar is a blow to our fighting strength as well. Do you have a secondary familiar? The captain said.
I do not.
Then you will need to summon a new one. We will need to make preparations beforehand, but we can manage it.
Begin considering your criteria. If you have preferences in mind, the process will go quickly, the lieutenant said.
Now then, 14, report.
Yes, sir. I found a group of what I think to be survivors from the initial invasion hiding in the forest. They have made hollowed-out trees their homes, and were using native animals as pseudo-familiars to do patrols and guard the area.
They all looked at me like they expected me to ask another question.
What? I asked.
Nothing. Moving on, the captain said. Did you guys expect me to not know what a pseudo-familiar was? I'm not completely uneducated, you know. Moving on, the captain repeated more sternly. Over our private connection, I contacted Suma. Suma, what's a pseudo-familiar?
What? Oh, it is a familiar that you can control but not summon, and has not yet been permanently bonded to a master. Only Numi who do not possess enough mana to regularly summon a familiar use one. Traditionally, all familiars start out as them, Suma explained.
Does that make me a pseudo-familiar?
No, I can summon you but not control you. Technically, you are a rogue familiar. Why?
No reason. It just came up. Thanks, I said, turning my attention back to the group and ending the connection. So, we have two main goals. One, investigate the survivors in the forest and find clues to locate the Guardian. Volundra, the captain said.
And two, capture a member of the Southern Union to interrogate,
Lieutenant Datahu said. I missed something, I thought. Something important.